Hello everyone, today we're looking at Gunhead, a brand new procedural roguelike fast-paced shooter. In Gunhead, you play as a pirate hired by what appears to be mobsters to loot various ships. Like many of these games, the idea is you progress from level to level or ship, and each ship you complete rewards you with money that you can spend to unlock weapons that might be available on each run. Although that's well and good, but what's it like to play? In order to find out, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So here is where Gunhead loses a little bit of steam for me. The main problem is that the game has a lot of repetition. In particular, the levels start to look samey after just a few runs. The individual visual elements that the game presents you with all look fine on their own, but there are problems in repetition. In general, room layouts all feel relatively similar, to the point where you hardly pay attention to them after a few runs. On top of that, many of the enemy mobs and turrets are of a similar color to the walls of the ships, so it's easy to miss them from a distance, even up close sometimes. While the game's audio does a passable job at having sound effects for all of the different weapons and enemies, it does not do a good job of informing the player about incoming threats. Unless you are constantly watching your radar and approaching each room with caution, you are likely going to be attacked from somewhere out of view. On medium difficulty, that's going to get you killed pretty fast. That can feel overly punishing in this game. Dying to a hit from a mob or turret that you failed to realize was behind you gets old fast. Fast-paced bullet hells only work when you can see all the bullets. I think the game feels confused about whether it wants to be a fast-paced shooter or a more tactical, thoughtful shooter. Your movement is fast-paced, but the level layout encourages you to slow down. On top of that, I personally found that the M&K controls were clunky. While you can learn to use the default controls for firing each weapon, it is difficult to fire all weapons at once without twisting your fingers out of their normal WASD and claw grip. I found unlocking the door mechanism core particularly difficult, as it requires that you hold on the E key while also inputting directions like WASD. Hopefully you cleared the room before you tried such a maneuver, or you're playing a controller, because otherwise mouse and keyboard just don't work very well in this game. It's not all bad, however. While the look of the levels can feel similar and the general layouts don't have much variety, they do at least do a good job of having a lot of verticality in their rooms, which is always nice to see, and traversing the vertical space with your jetpack feels pretty good. It's also a nice touch that you can navigate around some hazards by using airlocks and navigating outside of the ship to a different airlock. I always like to see these sorts of creative ways of bypassing enemies that you just don't want to fight. However, it would have been nice if the ships you're assaulting looked more like standard ships rather than Borg cubes. There are no discernible classic exterior ship features like cockpits, solar panels, or thrusters. Let's not even try to speculate why these ships are bristling with defenses on the interior, but you can drive your pirate ship right up to them, no problem. And nor are you impeded from walking around their exterior. Voice acting is likewise mediocre. While it does its job, it feels like another missed opportunity. None of the characters are memorable or great, and their presence on the ship in between runs feels completely unnecessary given that they barely move and they have no interactions available. All in all, I feel like Gunhead is largely disappointing. There is likely an audience for the game that enjoys casual shooters with unforgiving mechanics, but I think for most people this is a skip. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one.
I tend to have some of these repair pods just in case you need to patch up my suit. They're for emergency use only, though. It ain't easy to restock these things.